Look at Coachie's Cherokee, everybody. Coachie's about ready to ride. He took off. I wanted to start this live. Now, I'll introduce myself in a second here. But I wanted to start this live with a picture for the thumbnail of one of our cats that passed away a few years ago, Precious Pumpkin. And I'm hoping people show up on this live or the rebroadcast. I think it's important to kind of focus in on what we often don't. But I am El Torcaso. 412-559-2731 is my texting number. I want to encourage each and every one of you to really understand and take me seriously when I say I want to help. Now, I'm not a licensed therapist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not anything like that. I'm just a regular man who's been through some stuff that can relate to probably almost any situation in some ways. Now, I'm not African American. I'm not Hispanic. I'm not, Middle Eastern or Native American or whatever. Most people think I'm white. I'm of Sicilian descent. But now here's the point. I love everybody. But here's my point. I am considered Sicilian or Italian. Now, let me tell you, there are a lot of very racist people on the planet who don't like Italians either. So even though I am not any quote unquote other pigmentations or races, I don't see it as a race because we're all the human race. We need to set that straight. We are not different races. We are the human race. Now, that's another that's another live, but the point is, don't say that you're another race because you're not. You're the human race. Doesn't matter if you're Caucasian, Asian, Native American, Pacific Islander. It doesn't matter if you're, whatever. Doesn't matter. So, that being said, have I ever experienced racism? Yeah, I'm Italian. I've experienced racism. Okay? But I'm here to tell you something today. That your pain is as real as it gets. You may have psychological, emotional pain. It's just as terrible as physiological pain. You may have physiological pain right now. And a lot of times people are so caught up in their own personal lives. And I understand that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they don't have value and all that, because they do. But your pain is real. And it should be acknowledged. Especially if you have emotional or psychological pain or PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, I believe is the official medical term, or PTSD. You can't see it. You can't feel it. You cannot feel it if you're somebody looking at that person. Now, the person that has it, they feel it. They may not see it, they feel it. What I want to say to you is that individually and together, we can get through this. We really can. We have to realize we have to defeat these pains, even the ones that seem impossible to defeat. Let me give you an example of what I'm really talking about. I have a heart ailment, and multiple times while walking up from the first floor to the second floor, I had an attack. And I almost died multiple times. Multiple times. But I'm still here thanks to the glory of God. And by the way, I feel great. Here's the point, though. When I would have these attacks, I had been climbing the steps. So it developed into what I call medical PTSD. Now, I coined that term, or at least I was one of them. Now, the medical industry is starting to say some people are finally acknowledging that PTSD can be a medical situation from medical issues, medical challenges. But I want to say something to you that is important. You are going through something possibly. It could be the loss of a loved one, human or animal. It could be financial. It could be physiological. There are literally probably thousands or millions of ways that you're going through pain. Or maybe you're going through the pain of just being in poverty. Because trust me, there's real pain associated with poverty. And a lot of people don't want to speak about it. You know why they don't want to speak about it, right? A lot of times people don't want to talk about a lot of things. You know what the real reason, one of the reasons is? They don't want to acknowledge it, and they don't want to take responsibility for the situation. For example, give you a perfect example. Our governments around the globe, whether it is city, county, state, or nation, so-called leaders don't want to take responsibility. They don't want to make the changes. And frankly, many times, they are encouraged and sometimes paid off not to make changes. So around the globe, billions of people still suffer, literally billions. But we must acknowledge the pain. If we don't acknowledge the pains that we have, whether they're emotional, physical, financial, what have you, we can't move on. Now, I'm telling you, you have the pain, and I'm telling you to acknowledge it, what you need to do. But I'm not going to sit here and give you the bad news without possible solutions. I'm not that guy. I'm not, well, your window's broken. Yeah, like I didn't know. I feel the rain. I feel the snow. I have the heat or the cold, to use an analogy. We already know what we have, the pain, whatever. Tell me how to reduce it or eliminate it altogether. That's what I want to know. And that's why I'm here. I'm not a therapist. I'm not any of those things, but I know what I know. Now, let me tell you a little something. Throughout my life, I've dealt with physiological pain most of my life. Guess what? It didn't stop me one time. Well, I won't say that. Yeah, okay, once or twice for a little bit. And in July 2024 this year, I was in a hospital for 9 days and I was bedridden for 7 days. It stopped me physically, right? But on the 7th day, and I know this sounds like it came from the Bible. Guess what? Maybe it did. Because God had me, or something motivated me on the 7th day to take for real action, serious action. On the 7th day in July when I was in the hospital, I made a conscious decision to do something about my situation. What I did was I called my sister and my girlfriend, told them I wanted some of my health products that I take. Don't worry, I'm not going to talk about them today. Not in a larger sense, at least. So I had them bring the first one of them was one product, then the next day the other one. And ultimately, because of those two products, even though we don't treat, prescribe, and diagnose and all that stuff, I will tell you this, in 2 days after taking, really one day after taking them, I was actually released and sent home. Not only was I able to get out of bed, I was sent home, brothers and sisters, uncles and aunts, fathers and mothers, nieces and nephews, cousins. Yeah, I was sent home. So, yeah. Just for your own information, sometimes your supplements and your herbs and homeopathic, naturopathic things work better than the so-called treatments or prescriptions. It's a fact, brothers and sisters. It is. Now, that being said, for the most part, I've had a lot of pain over the years, and it didn't stop me for the most part. Mentally, have I been stopped? Oh, big time. But here's the thing. Guess what happens all the time? I become like the seasons. You know, winter, spring, summer, and fall. Well, guess what? They come back every year. So no matter how far down I may get, I always come back, just like the seasons. So I want to encourage you to do the same thing. But I want you to know a couple of things. A couple of things that I think is absolutely important. You're never alone, my friends. Yeah, I know it sounds great, right? And it does. But how many millions of times might you have heard that? But people aren't there when you really need them, right? I mean, it sounds great. But even your own doctors, if you have any, you're only there when you're there. They don't check on you. Okay, people say, well, they're so busy. Okay, let's just say they are extremely busy. But if they know you have a serious or life-threatening illness, don't you think every now and then it would be nice if our doctors or if you have a therapist or somebody checked up on you? Don't you think that would be something that just might be a good idea? See, we don't have that in our world, right? Wrong. There are those of us who do care. We're not getting paid. I'm not getting paid. But guess what? I care about you. You know, when I give out my number, my texting number, 412-559-2731, I'm sure a lot of you are like, what is up with that? What is the real deal with that? Well, it really comes down to songs in my life that I love and that say things. Like there's about at least 3 songs that I know of where they essentially say, if you need some psychological help, I'm not psychological help, but some help, to give them a call. Well, I took that to heart. I made it a reality, not a song, a reality. So when I say you could text me if you want to chat or if you're upset about something, I mean what I say. Why did I take on this responsibility or this mission or whatever you want to call it? I feel it's the right thing to do. But we're talking about our pain, yours and mine. Okay. First of all, you're not alone. Second of all, I acknowledge your challenges in life, your pain. I don't know if it's financial, medical, I don't know what it is. You can text me and let me know what it is if you want to. But we will defeat it starting today. Now, if it's psychological, you're on YouTube. Yeah, you're probably like, yeah, I know. Now, there's a reason why I mention it like that. There are two doctors that I know of that deals with the mind. And they are Dr. Bruce Lipton and Dr. Joe Dispenza. Yeah, I need to watch at least 5 minutes of their videos daily. Now, before you start saying, why is this guy telling me that? Here's what I'm going to tell you. Dr. Joe can teach you how to reprogram your brain, your mindset. Now, don't worry if you have mental health issues. No, we're not saying this to be, I'm not telling you something scary. Here's what I want you to understand. Dr. Joe has taught people, and I cannot really explain it because sometimes things are just not explainable. But he has taught people ways to cope, ways to change their mindset. And because of that, physiological changes has happened in people's lives. Physiological, which tells us something that I want you to understand and really know and learn. Our brains can actually change our physical well-being. Our brains can, in some cases, even get rid of deadly diseases. Our mind, yeah. Now, I know that sounds really wild and hard to believe, but here's the deal. Documented proof for many years, and many cases have existed. How powerful is our mind, our minds? Well, let me tell you, there have been people that had diseases. They were supposed to die within months. Some of them still living, 5, 10, 15, 20 or more years. And without that disease, got rid of it. Yeah, I said got rid of it. They were supposed to die. Not only did they not die, but they got rid of it. In some cases, probably more than any of us know. They did it by mindset. That's right. They changed their mind. They literally changed their way of thinking. There were things they had to do. Yes. And I'm sure meditation was one, which I need to work on. I really don't know how to meditate. I wish I could tell you I did. But that's the other thing about me that you need to understand. If I don't know how to do something, I don't pretend to know, like some politicians or other people. I will not tell you I know something unless I know it. So when it comes to meditation, I'm like, habla, 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 habla. Now, that being said, my mindset on that has been changing. Instead of, I don't know it, I now believe that it's only a matter of time before I become extremely good at that. I want to give you another example of how our minds change our lives and can actually heal us. With God's mighty help, your mind can heal you. Yep. It can kill you and it can heal you. You see, the way we think can literally heal us or kill us. That's why it's urgent that you check out Dr. Bruce Lipton and Dr. Joe Dispenza. See, a lot of times I found this out. I didn't believe it at first, But our minds could cause us to get cancer and any other disease you can imagine. Our ways of thinking can literally get us cancer by the mind that could cause the physiological cancer. Oh, yeah. I know what it sounds like, friends. The pain that you're dealing with right now, physiological, psychological, whatever it is, if you change your mindset with God's mighty help, if you're an atheist, I love you. But I'm still, even if you're an atheist, with God's mighty help. Now, I'm not trying to offend you, but listen, just because you say that a higher power don't exist doesn't mean that you're right. And doesn't mean that I'm wrong. And you can say I'm wrong all you want, but you don't really know that. Do I know that God exists? Yeah, I do. But that's another lie. How do I know? You're listening to my voice, right? That's how I know. You have no idea what I've been through in my life, medically speaking. If I told you everything, psychologically and physiologically, you'd probably pass out. I love you, and I'm not trying to be ignorant. I'm serious. Well, put it this way. You see how red my shirt is, right? In September of 1976, I was 12 years old. My dad and the rest of my family decided to go out for a night, like, buy dinner at a restaurant. We never got there because my dad got hit and essentially killed by a drunk driver. And I watched him die pretty much in front of my face. Now, I'm not trying to gross you out, but I watched him die. You see how red my shirt is? That's how red the blood was. And let's just say that there were brain matter on the ground. Watch that at 12 years old. So, yeah, I've been through some stuff, friends, just like you have. But here's what we're going to do about it. I want you to listen to me, and I want you to do this. Not for me, but for you. We're going to change our mindset. And I don't care if it takes one day or the rest of your life. Every single day, we're going to do something to improve our mindset. Every day. That's right. You. Every day. Whether it's learning how to meditate and doing it 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour a day, you're going to do it. If you're a person of faith, reading the Bible or whatever it is you read, you're going to do it. If it's watching Joe Dispenza for 5 minutes or more, you're going to do it. Dr. Bruce Lipton or Ivan Harris Sr. or someone. You're going to do it. And you're going to do it so that you can get a better mindset and possibly get better. Now, I'm not ordering you. I'm not a dictator. But I want you to get better. You see, if you get a mindset that helps you to get better or deal with it better, then that's going to make me happy. Because I want you to be happy. And yeah, a lot of people hear what I'm saying, look at me and what have you, and they think, why does this guy care about me the way that he does? Why wouldn't I care about you? That's the real question. Why don't we get up in each other's business and try to help each other on this planet? Whatever happened to caring about each other? If you're in poverty, I should care. If I'm in it, you should care. If you have ways to help me to get wealthier, you should. Tell me how to do it, as I should tell you. If you're hungry and I have food that I don't need, I should feed you. And yeah, I'm sure people are going to say, socialism, socialism, socialism. How about no? How about morally right? Morally right. If I see somebody in pain and I possibly can help them and I don't, that makes me disgusting. And if you see it, then you're doing wrong. So people say, why does this guy care? You don't even know me. And then here's something that cracks me up. So many people out there are like, but he's not even Chinese and he cares about people that are Asian or whatever, Japanese or Taiwanese or what have you. But he's white. First of all, I'm Sicilian. I love everybody, Caucasian or not, anybody. But I've had people say, you're not black. Why are you speaking out for, why you have a king? Why not? We're human beings, guys and gals. Let us love each other and let us fight for each other. Let's advocate. And people say, well, I have my own life to take care of. I work 24 hours a day almost. I get that. I do. But there is greatness and genius in you. I want you to use it every second of the day. When you're sleeping, I want you to be taking things to help you health-wise. Thanks for the light, guys and gals. See, here's the deal. You can get better. Hi, Tay-Tay, Ta-Tai. I didn't text anybody because, frankly, I thought you'd be working. I forgot you don't work. You don't have to work on Friday. I apologize. But here's the deal. I don't know what your pain is. It could be psychologically, it could be financially, it could be physiologically. I'm speaking in the general, more broad sense. But I know that if I have information, I will share the information. And I will tell you a little bit more about me, a background. I have been a TV talk show host on real live TV for almost 20 years. I said things on TV that could have got me killed. I have a great friend who happens to be of the pigmentation known as black. He's a black man. His name is Mike or Michael. Let me tell you what happened on one episode of Humanity Matters Live. I said to Mike, I said, Mike, are you sure you want to be on this episode? He said, yeah. I said, Mike, I'm going to speak about being black, and it's not going to necessarily be pretty. I said, Mike, can you handle it? He said, yeah, Al. And Mike McCutcheon was there. Yes, he's related to the baseball player, distantly related to Andrew McCutcheon of the Pittsburgh Pirates and other former baseball teams. Well, not former baseball teams, but he was on other teams. Now I believe he's still on the Pittsburgh Pirates. So I said, okay. I said, but remember, just because you're here don't mean I'm not gonna hold back. So sure enough, I want you to listen very carefully to what I said. Some of the things I said and how I said it. But you're going to like what I said, I think, and you'll find out why after I say it. So I'm doing this episode. And, of course, let's just say some thugs with badges, you know, the bad ones, not the good ones, but the bad ones, killed a man that was black, unjustly. So, I'm on my TV series. I'm on this episode. And this is what I said. When you're white, it's all right. When you're black, watch your back. I said that on live television, friends. When you're white, it's all right. When you're black, watch your back. But then I went on to say, or Hispanic, or Native American, or what have you. Now, I'm not saying just because you're white that you don't get killed. Of course you do, unjustly a lot of times. But it was a point that needed to be made. What did I say after that? You might wonder. Well, I'll tell you. I went on to explain that we need to start treating everybody of every pigmentation, aka race. It's really not race because we're all the human race. But the point is that we need to treat everybody equally. When people do wrong, yeah, we hold them accountable. Now, I want you to really think for a second what I had just said. Do you think that the police, even the good police, were not ticked off at me? Yeah. Trust me, I'm sure they were. Do you think I took a major risk? Oh, yeah. So why did I do it? Well, I believe in the Martin Luther King also. And he made many speeches. And one of the things he would say is, if there is injustice anywhere, there's injustice everywhere. So if it's happening to somebody, no matter their pigmentation or their religion or whatever it is, it's wrong. That's what I did many times on Humanity Matters Live. I advocated for all. The name of the TV series was Humanity Matters Live. It wasn't any particular person. I believe in a God. I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. I love everyone, spiritually speaking, but I believe in God. Guess what? I'm going to answer to God. And people don't realize it, but one day you will too. Whether you don't believe or not, it's all good. But trust me, it's a coming. But I want to get ready to shut down this live. So I want everyone who watches this, I don't care who you are, to do some homework. And not just today, but for the rest of your life. I want you every day to do something to ease your pain. Both physiologically, if you have it, but mentally. So that's why I say, go at least watch 5 minutes of Dr. Joe Dispenza, Ivan Harris Sr., Dr. Bruce Lipton, Les Brown, Eric Thomas, somebody. Because especially the two doctors, they deal with your mind. And Joe has documented testimonials of people who had cancer and other things, changed their mindset, and the pain and the disease went away. Now, I know how it sounds, but there are more than just that. There's a lot of documentations. And throughout many, many, many years, I've read and I've heard. I remember, maybe about 25 years ago, there was this woman who was supposed to die within 3 or 4 weeks. And some of the things she did is took something called a coffee enema. Don't ask, I don't know what it is exactly. Don't really want to know, no offense, but. And she went radical on her food, what she would eat, what she would not eat. I think I don't recall, but I know she ate a lot of vegetables. Don't know if she ate any fruit. And then in addition to the coffee enema. Well, here's the thing. She not only didn't die, she was cured. Doctors had given up on her. Said, you dead. They didn't say it like that, of course. At least I hope not. But you get the point. Now, let me go back to me for a minute. You know, in July, I was bedridden 7 days. I literally could not move, even in my bed, hospital bed. Every time I would move, I would have extraordinary pain. The worst that I ever had in my life, really. It got to the seventh day. I know it sounds like the Bible, but this is the truth. On the seventh day, I barely ate. Let's see. On the seventh day, I'm trying to think, did I eat anything? I know that on the sixth day, I couldn't eat. On the sixth day, I couldn't eat breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And here's the reason. In the hospital, they have beds that can adjust in most hospitals, at least in America. And they have trays you can essentially bring to you, like tables that you can adjust. Because of the nature of what was going on with me, I couldn't even do that with the bed, or I couldn't bring it to me. And so I couldn't eat on the sixth day. I couldn't eat anything for at least 24 some hours. So the next day came, the seventh day, and I was still struggling. I'm not lying. I was struggling. But I finally fought the pain, and I believe I was able to eat lunch. I didn't make it for breakfast because I was just still suffering. So I got to lunch. Don't remember if I ate dinner. I think I ate a couple of crackers or something like that. But I decided that enough was enough. So I called my sister, and I called Annette, my girlfriend, and I said, bring me, now, guys, I got to tell you, this is the truth. So I have to tell you the truth, whether you leave or not. I said, bring me my Live Good Factor 4. Now, keep in mind, we don't cure, treat, diagnose, or prescribe. But I said, I need my Factor 4. So I got my Factor 4. Well, the doctor that was there eventually came around. Once I had my Factor 4, it was in the closet where I couldn't reach it. So he comes around, and I said, listen, I have something that might help me. And I want to take it. He says, well, I'm going to need to see it. I said, fine, I'll let you see it, but you cannot confiscate it. He says, I won't confiscate it. I said, that's fine. So he looks at the Factor 4. And he says, I don't have any problem with you taking it. There's a lot of good stuff in here. Well, I actually fast forwarded a little bit too much. That night, I had a nurse come in on the seventh day, really the seventh evening in this case. And I asked her, do we have any topical cream that we could try just for the fun of it to see if it would help? And she got me something called, I think it's called Capsin. And it makes you have a heat burning feeling. It doesn't tickle, but it took my pain down from about a 16, yeah, I said 16, to about an 8. Now, the hospital level was from 1 to 10 being the worst. I was way past the 10. Trust me. It was, like I said, I could literally not move. At any rate, so this pain cream took me down to about an 8. That's 2 away from the hospital scale of the worst. That 8 was still extremely painful, but it felt a lot less. Well, at any rate, eventually I guess it was the 8th day that I actually had my Factor 4, because my family brought it. At any rate, I take my Factor 4. And I had taken the hospital's cream thing that they had. When I took my Factor 4 and the hospital cream, I went down to probably maybe a 6, possibly a 4. And believe me, I felt pretty good. I was able to sit up and eat. So then I got my sister and Annette a little bit mad at me for a minute. They're like, we were just there. I was like, well, I need my, and this is what I said to them guys. I need my Live Good CBD pain relief cream. That's what I told them. They said, but you got the other thing. I said, I know, I need them both. So what happened was they finally got there, and on the 8th day, I was taking a total of 6, factor 4, like 2 in the day, early morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 2 at night. And I was using my Live Good CBD pain relief cream. We don't treat, diagnose, prescribe, or cure. Sometimes y'all have to listen between the airwaves. Here's what I will tell you. Next day, the 9th day, I got home. Oh, I didn't just get out of bed, ladies and gentlemen, after all that time. I walked up me some steps on the 9th day because I had to in order to get released. And it was kind of funny because the physical therapist team kind of pulled a game on me. They said, Al, we need you to walk the hall in order to get you to get out, to be released. So I walked down the hall after having taken my LG stuff. I walked down the hall. So we get down to the hall and they're like, oh, we need you to walk up some steps. Now, remember, we don't cure, treat, prescribe, or diagnose, right? I walked up to the top of those steps after not being able to walk all that time, right? I get to the top of the steps and I started going up to another flight. They're like, no, we're good. I got home. So, what does that really mean, guys and gals? Here's what it means. Between the capsule cream, unofficially, the Live Good cream, the Live Good CBD pain relief cream, and the factor 4, unofficially, all I can tell you is I got home. Now, you might be thinking, well, what about the stuff they gave you before for all those 7 to 9 days? Well, they had me on steroids, didn't work. Oxycodone, didn't help. Muscle relaxers was a joke. Who knows what else? Serious and dangerous drugs. They did nothing. Maybe put my life at risk, that's about it. But they didn't do anything. So what did we learn from that, guys? We learned sometimes we just got to let our doctors and nurses know we're going to do it our way. Or, in the words of Paul Anka, Frank Sinatra, and Elvis Presley, look up the song here on YouTube or wherever you go. Sometimes you got to do it your way. So I did it my way. Yeah. And my way got me home. So what am I going to tell you in closing? Physiological pain can be defeated. Psychological pain can be defeated. Financial pain will be defeated. Notice I said will. Oh, I'm serious, guys and gals. I've never been more serious in my life. And I'm going to give you some breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. And it's Live Good news. Don't run. You're going to be excited, possibly, for me and yourself. How committed am I? And how much do I believe Live Good is going to change not only my life, which it already has, but many, many, many millions around the globe. You want to know how committed I am? All right, here's the 411 for back in the day. You know what I did last night? I contacted Vista Print. And I purchased, are you ready for this? 2 magnetic signs for our vehicle. Oh, yeah. And what they call sizzle cards that I have created, came up with the words. Well, Ivan Harris Sr. and myself, I kind of did a play on it. I am so committed to this company because I know what it is. Not what people think it is. I know what it actually is, guys and gals. It's a blessing from God, and it's a gift. Oh, that's a fact. Y'all can leave. I love y'all. Bless your hearts. I love you. But what is. Water is wet. The sky is blue when it isn't cloudy. And Live Good is a life changer. I bought not only the magnets, but the cards. And I didn't get 100 little old cards. I got at least 250. So, in closing, what does that mean? That means you're going to be looking at a man that's going to reach the mountain. Now, I tell you this for a different, I have an agenda telling you that. I want you to take your business seriously. If you happen to know about Live Good, if you happen to be in it, you need to do whatever you need to do and make it a success, because you have something in your hands, guys and gals, that is literally saving lives in many different nations. Now, we don't cure, treat, diagnose, or prescribe. But I will tell you about a gentleman in the Philippines. He was very poor. I mean, extremely poor. And from my understanding, he'd be able to get maybe a bag of food. He took his Live Good seriously. I can't tell you exactly what he did. Probably showed the free tour to a lot of people. Don't know because I'm not him. But they created a video, and they had him on video being able to get enough food and as many bags of food for him and his family as he needed to get. And it brought people to tears. That was Live Good. I have felt the experience of being paid multiple times and having it directly put into my bank account. That is a feeling that is amazing. But here's why I'm bringing this up. How's it relevant to your pain? There are so many different types of pain. What about the pain of finances or lack thereof? The picture, the thumbnail, is a Precious Pumpkin, our cat. She's dead. She's dead. She died a few years ago. She's dead. We put out hundreds or thousands of dollars for her medical treatment, and yet still she's dead. You want to know why? Because of lack of money. The lack of money kills. Poverty kills humans and animals. Humans and animals. So if you are in a job that is not giving you enough money to survive if you were to lose that job, if you don't have at least 9 months of savings, or if you are working paycheck to paycheck, then yes, poverty kills. You want to talk about pain? When you lose family members, human and animal, due to money or lack thereof, that's real pain. That's physiological and it's psychological. Maybe you're dealing with that. Maybe you have some of that. Maybe you're grieving. I'm here for you. Why do you think I say text me at 412-559-2731? But what am I doing about it so that there isn't any more precious pumpkins in our lives, mine and Annette's. I'm fighting. And some of you wonder, how much am I fighting? Let me give you the smackdown. I love professional wrestling. I get a kick out of it. Yeah, I know it's predetermined and all that jazz. I don't care. I get a kick out of it. Let me throw down how tough this man is. All the glory goes to God. When I say tough, I mean mentally, or willing to say what others won't. That's what I mean about tough. Or fighting for what is right. I'll even fight a Walmart when they overcharge me. You'll be seeing me in line. I'm going to get my money when they do wrong. I believe in fighting for what is right on all fronts. You want to know? I can do some videos. You'll be like, what? Yeah. So let me tell you how tough this guy really is. And it's not me, it's God. All the glory goes to God. We're going to fight the pain and we're going to defeat the pain. We're going to fight the pain. All pain. But let me finish up real quickly. I am as tough as all the combined militaries of the planet. Here. Not physically. Here. I'm going to fight for you. I'm going to fight for me. And I'm going to fight for what is right. So just understand who you are. You're needed, okay? We need to talk. I still don't pronounce it right. To tie. Hopefully I got it right. To tie. We need to tie. And we need you out there. And we don't need you giving up because of life, the way it may treat you. Or if you have a terminal illness, who said it's terminal? A doctor? Last time I checked, they're not God. Some of them have a God complex, but they're not actually God. If people who were told they were going to die within weeks can live, guess what? You might be able to do that too. So you need to change your mindset. So you have your homework cut out for you. If you think that I'm asking you to do something that I don't do, I'll tell you what I might end up doing. Might accidentally have to start putting some links to Dr. Bruce or whatever video I'm watching. Maybe it'll be Les Brown. I might accidentally have to start adding stuff like that. And yeah, I'm being facetious. You got that right. But the point is, whatever it takes for me to achieve what I need to achieve, and whatever it takes for you to achieve it, I'm going to do my best to help you. And yeah, I'm real big on live good. Because I've been in affiliate network marketing for over 12 years. I'm going to tell you something. Live good. I have a hard time articulating this, and I was almost 20-year veteran talk show host. Live good is something that you feel like it's not real. You feel like it can't exist, but it does. Now, a lot of people just haven't got a clue. It's okay. Now, I'm not saying you're going to get in and live good and automatically succeed. No, I'm not saying that. You might. I'm not God. I know that I've had success, and boy, did it feel good. But I'll tell you this. If you get in and live good as a member or an affiliate or both, and you get really frustrated and you want to quit, don't. If you're paying your $9.95 a month, don't give that up. I'm going to warn you, don't give that up. And I said warn, like red alert warning if you like Star Trek. This is a red alert, red alert. Don't give it up for any reason. Why? There are things coming down the pike. There are going to be a lot of financially independent human beings because of Live Good. Now, I'm going to say with God's mighty help, because none of us know what the next second brings. When I say what I say, there's documented proof this can happen. It's happened to people. There are people who are making almost nothing in Live Good. Somebody didn't pay their monthly fee. And the person that did ended up getting some people in their, what they call downline, or I don't know the technical words. Well, I do, but I don't want to get into it. And they earned multiple hundreds or thousands of dollars, even though they didn't get new people personally sponsored yet. They have since then, yes. But my point is, because they paid their $9.95, that happened. So they went from making, who knows what they were making, a couple $100, whatever it was. Some of them are making some for real money. Now, my term for real money is something like in the thousands or more. There are some people, I don't know their specifics, but I do know there are people who've made at least close to $10,000 a month. And some of these very people, basically, they were blessed because they never left. So when I say, if you get in as a member or an affiliate or both, you want to make sure that you're paid up automatically every month. You want to check that as if your life depended on it. Trust me, I check mine all the time. You ain't going to do that to this brother. No, brothers and sisters, not happening. Now, you might be saying, well, I thought you said we weren't going to do a Live Good ad. This is not an ad. This is about your pain. That includes finances, possibly. Or maybe you get the pain from overworking physically for a job or a career. This could be your freedom. This could be the freedom train. The freedom train. And guess what? This hypothesize you earn more money. It can literally get you healthier. Now you might be saying, well, how are you connecting those dots? Let's think about that for a minute. The more income we have, the more access to naturopathic or conventional medicine we have. We can go to the doctor. We can buy the vitamins. We can buy the supplements. We can buy the prescription, whatever it is. The more income we have, the healthier we become, God willing. This could be part of getting rid of or reducing your pain. Like I said, we must open our minds to all possibilities. And you have genius in you. And some people on here are actually heroes. Yeah, I'm speaking about, probably won't say it right again. I hope not. I hope I get it right. Tatai. That man is a hero, guys. He won't admit it. Doesn't think he is, but he's a hero. Over 30 years in the United States Army, being willing to give his life to fight and die if necessary for freedom. That's a hero. Hello. Hello, if you hear me. That is a hero. Now people say, well, maybe they had a job that wasn't dangerous in the military. That doesn't mean anything. You still could have been put in a bad position. Or I've had people say, well, I got in the military because I wanted a better education. Doesn't matter. You still could have been put to death in a war. I don't care how you got in there. Or people from WW2 that I met. Well, I was drafted. So what? Did you fight? Oh, yeah. Did you almost get killed? Oh, yeah. You're a hero. And I'm not being condescending when I say, oh, yeah, I'm just trying to emphasize you're a hero. I happen to know this man. He's a hero on so many levels he doesn't even recognize. Do you know this man goes to work in pain every day, takes care of 2 of his children, and helps his wife every day and every night. And you might think, well, that's pretty amazing. Yeah, it is. Then he walks, are you ready for this? Every night, 3 dogs that they have. 3 dogs. Blondie, Baby, and Rocket. Matter of fact, why don't you watch him tonight? Go look him up. I'm probably gonna get it wrong, so I'm gonna spell it. T-A. Let me get up close. Oh, here go my comb over again. Sorry, guys. It's T-A. Excuse me, yeah, T-A-T-A-Y Sanders. T-A-T-A-Y Sanders. About probably about 9:30 Central Standard Time. He walks the dogs. And by the way, they're beautiful and handsome. Blondie, Baby, and Rocket. So let's add that up. Served in the military over 30 years. Takes care of his family, both human and animal. Yeah, I'd say that's a hero. Maybe not you. Maybe you don't think so. I declare he is a hero. Oh, and I also declare that every one of you have genius in you. So we're going to do something about this pain. Now, I am of Sicilian descent. I'm Italian. How you doing? And of course, you all seen mafia movies, right? With the Italian mafia, right? Most of you have seen The Sopranos, Goodfellas, The Godfather, something like that, right? So I got to do what I got to do. When it comes to cancer, we're going to whack it. That means killing, by the way, for those of you who don't, when you hear they're going to whack somebody, that's the mafia. They mean they're going to kill the person. But let me say this again. We're going to whack cancer. We're going to whack heart disease. We're going to whack ALS. And you name the list, we're going to whack it together. So get ready, because we are not playing, ladies and gentlemen. I love all of you. 412-559-2731. Oh, and by the way, hero. Yeah, you know I'm talking to you, Tatai. I will be texting you. Matter of fact, guess what? If you ain't working, you could be answering the phone in about a New York 5 minutes. If you want to, that is. But I love all of you. We're going to get off the pain train. We're going to get off the pain train. Now, I'm going to have to get a little loud. You might want to lower the audio because I'm going to say it one more time. We're getting off the pain train. And that is a fact. Love all of you. Have a good morning, good evening, or good morning, good afternoon, or good night. You have genius in you. Oh, yeah. You got that genius in you.